What is good, everybody? My name is Tatro, and today we're talking about smart tools in BandLab. Each tool uses your original MIDI input to generate new ideas, so you can just focus on creativity. Let's get into talking about each of the smart tools. All right, so to get started, I've got this really basic piano loop. It's kind of like a ballad vibe. I'm using the felt piano sound here in BandLab. I think it sounds really nice. But the first AI tool I'd like to use, we're going to access by tapping the MIDI clip, tapping the three dots, going into Smart Tools, and we're going to find Layer. Layer allows you to add additional layers to your track, chords, bass, or drums. We already have our chords laid out, so I'm not going to be looking for those. But essentially what this will already do based on the music we've already written is it will try to create a bass line or some drums. And you can see that for chords, bass, and drums, there are 5 separate ideas, and it gives us a snapshot of kind of what those musical ideas will look like. If I tap the 5th idea on the bass, you can see there's a long note there. It's probably going to be the simplest of all these options, but if I tap number 3, I can see a few short notes in the graphic there. More of a staccato kind of feel. Tap 4 will have more of a rhythm that bounces between different notes. It's kind of interesting, but I think I'm going to go with something simple. Idea number 5, just long notes for the bass line. Now we're already hearing one of the drum loops, but let's audition some of the other drum loops. That one's a little more subtle. Let's try number 3. And you can just fluidly work through each individual idea. And you can pick one that you like. Now I think 1 is pretty good, but let me just show you, if we hit regenerate, BandLab will come up with 5 more ideas for us to select from. All right, I'm gonna go with idea number 1. It's got a slightly more active kick and that rim shot with the reverb. So now that I've selected the 5th bass idea, this first drum idea, all I have to do is click Add to Project. And now we've got 2 additional lanes here in BandLab. One containing the drums as full MIDI, the other containing our bass line. Now here's the thing with these AI tools. They can help us get some ideas out faster. They can help automate some more tedious tasks, but we should still go in and have the human touch. So if you listen to this drum pattern, one thing that it has is it features a kick hit with the snare at the same time, and I don't really like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove those kick hits to make the kick just a little less active. And I'll just work through this MIDI clip and make some changes, delete some notes, possibly add some notes, just to make it a little more my own. But these kind of ballad drums are something that I basically had in my head already, and I think they fit really well so far with these chords. And for simple bass lines, being able to speed up this workflow where it just takes the root note of my chord and puts it in there, matches it up, it just makes it so much faster. So I can get on to other creative tasks. The next AI feature I want to try is called Recompose, but before we do that, I'm just going to mute my bass line because we're going to use Recompose from the chord progression, tap the dots, Smart Tools. We're going to use it on this chord progression and it's going to generate a new recomposed chord progression. You can see we get the original and the recomposed version. Let's listen to what it came up with. More kind of like cluster chords. Not too bad, but let's hit the dice icon and we'll get something new. Well, that's not so bad. It actually sounds really good. In a previous video when we were talking about song structure, we talked about creating a B section. Using Recompose on your chord progression or on another musical part is a great way to come up with a new contrasting section for your songs. So I'm just going to move this clip over here and unmute our original piano. So I'm just going to bring this clip into our piano track actually. And now we can move from our original chord progression to this new chord progression, which we could then repeat the process and add more layers to that one too. But instead, let's try another AI tool here in BandLab. This time I'm going to tap the drum clip and go to Smart Tools. And let's use Extend. Now what Extend will do is it will extend the musical idea. And we can do that by a certain number of bars. So let's extend the drums by 8 bars. Again, similar to Recompose, it gives us the original version, and here we're going to get the newly generated 8 bars, which we can listen to across the timeline. Now you can hear in this extended 8 bars that there is some variation. It changed which snare sound we're using, and I'm fine with that since I'm essentially thinking of this as a quick way to start composing a B section. So now we can go from our A section, which we've already written, and now we've got an extended drum loop here. Now remember, this is different than just looping the idea again. What Extend will do is it will create some variation, but it will create a natural extension of what you've already written. Now Extend also works with melodic and harmonic stuff, so if we try to extend our original chord progression, you can hear that it's actually come up with something completely different. Something that at least can give us a new direction to go in if we're feeling stuck with writer's block. Let us know which of these smart tools you end up using the most in the comments down below, and if there's other tools you'd like to see come to BandLab in the future. Remember that these tools are not meant to replace your creative process, they're meant to enhance it. So go make some music, we'll see you in the next one. This has been Tetro for BandLab, have a good one.